Hello everyone, good evening guys. How you all doing? So good morning actually. Okay, so um this is KKK once again. Welcome you guys. So I decided to do this as a video so I could get our attention. This is specifically to we alien drivers, and we are all aware of the recent happenings concerning the Covid-19, or better referred to as the coronavirus pandemic that has been ravaging nations worldwide. I guess you all are aware that today the cases increased from 3 to 8, according to the information, and you would also I've noticed that from those 8 cases, except for I think the one in Enugu also, they were all cases that came into the country from through the airports. I think one came through the land borders, but essentially these are transit persons. And by the way, none was a Chinese, so none was a Chinese anyway. So we need to be very alert and pay attention. We use the airports a lot, and a lot of us like to do the airport pickups, but maybe this is the time you want to be extra conscious of whom you're picking up, and most importantly, which is the main reason I'm doing this video, is our personal hygiene, both on ourselves and our car. So it's important that we all have sanitizers, though I know it's become kind of scarce and extra expensive these days, but you can probably improvise. Beyond that, you need to get a disinfectant. Once you get a rider who comes in and leaves, then now I think it's important, irrespective of maybe it's a confirmed or unconfirmed case. Let's all try to make sure we disinfect our cars, wipe down, especially the handles, the areas where riders get to touch when they board, to avoid we getting unsuspectingly getting contact with the virus, or other persons getting it in the larger public. We want to do that. You might have noticed that as of today, Uber sent out mails, same thing from Taxify, that they are shutting down their offices, even though they have promised in-app support and all of those. But essentially, what it means is that we are on our own, you are on your own. As much as there's little or so much that the government can do right now, like we all know, this doesn't have a specific cure yet. So the prevention starts from me and you know. Also, I know we all usually like cash trips and all of those, but nowadays, um, I hope the app companies will have a way to tweak that. I think in-app payments would be better now, because yes, the virus can be transferred through contact with banknotes, that's cash, your physical cash. So if you do have to exchange cash with your rider, um, you might want to find a way to go about that. You know. Um, so basically, guys, it's important. Anyways, we move around a lot. We come in contact with most of us who are active. You do between 10 to 15 rides in a day. Probably some of those rides you have 2 persons or 3 persons, so you might come in contact with 10, 15, 20 people in a day. You want in a closed environment in your car. Also be clearly when, if you do have to sneeze or cough, with your elbow, clean up and dispose of the tissue. If you have a rider who does that, unusually, you want to be very, very careful and take the basic precautions immediately. You might also want to get a face mask, nose and mouth marks at this point. Yeah, and they say specifically for health workers, but the fact that we are in a closed circuit, once one coughs or sneezes, especially because we have the air conditioners on, windows wound up most of the time, it's very easy for that to get you. So you might want to use your face masks and wind down immediately if you see that someone is coughing in your car or anything like that. So generally, guys, let's try to stay safe. Also of important note now is that request is obviously going to be on the decline. um, Most people are not, most offices are working from home already, just like Uber is saying and Taxify have said, or boats, whatever they've said. Most offices are working from home. There's going to be a reduction in people moving around. um, so you might want to start some discussions with your partners, vehicle owners, and all of that, and they understand the situation or should understand the situation. If you do get someone who probably doesn't understand, you might want to go drop that vehicle in the meanwhile and be more concerned about you and your family's health in this period. So we're all hoping and praying that things get better within the next 2-3 weeks, and hopefully everything turns back or gets back to normal. But in the meanwhile, let's all stay safe, guys. One love.